I thought it was appropriate to let the music hang for a second. It's actually quite a pretty tune, or maybe I'm just starting to go mad. Because it's been running for like 10 minutes now, you guys.
A slight bit of shell shock. What's the name of that syndrome?
Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm, thank you. Stockholm syndrome.
Bit of Stockholm syndrome. Hello. Welcome to
Stockholm Media Otome.
Welcome to BishieBoy Hour, where we continue the horror. Remind me why we're doing this again.
Because we hate ourselves.
Too old for this shit.
Because I don't think anyone else could make it through another case of Ace Attorney.
Ace Attorney, of course. No, it's even worse. Okay, so hello, I'm Susan. I just leave you guys to fight along and introduce yourselves.
Yeah.
I'm Verity.
And I'm Scott for some reason.
Why? Yeah, why are you here, Scott? Why would you willingly put
I just assumed that this many people wouldn't be around for the stream, and I was wrong.
Hello,
so here
Pixel.
I am, question mark.
Hello,
I may
Pixel.
rage quit yet. You never know.
Good to see you, Pixel.
Yeah, shout out to our MVP, Pixel Spider.
You're quickly becoming our favourite person.
He's been taking clips of all of our failures.
Okay, so to recap what happened last week, there were a bunch of guys on the floor. No, wait, it's like all in the space of like one day. Her grandfather died and there was a funeral and she inherited his house.
They'd already made the tombstone.
And they'd already made the stone. Oh, God.
That's what still bothers me.
They had a prepared old man.
He didn't look that old.
And
listen, when you run a toy company, you prepare for any contingency.
any contingency, indeed.
Dangerous business.
Even your own death.
This is the sinister big AU.
Okay, and yeah, so she's basically and then she went to the house, and there were those random guys there who just happened to be incubi, and we discovered that they can drain her like sexual energy just by being in her presence. Or was it like actually holding her hand or something?
No, I think if they had to actually physically touch her.
Straight in there, Pixel, with like those regretting the life choices.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna paste all of these into a separate file for reference later.
For reference later. Okay, let's
He's clipped the start of this already.
I can't even. So that's the God, I'm scared, you guys. Oh yeah, that was it. She was getting like a call from her mom. Oh no, that was at the end of last year. She's gonna have to like organise the party or something. Yeah, because like within a day of having moved in, she's now expected to be like a brilliant socialite and organise a party of some kind.
Oh yeah, and she's got to explain the 5 nymphos that she has.
But it's okay because oh right, I've just realised something. The setup I have, you can't see the glory of Missy Deep's face. So
You've got to move to the other
I've
side.
got to move myself over. So we're gonna
forgot
we're gonna pull back the curtain a little bit and just
Magic.
yeah, gonna move me over and just creep everyone
What are you
out.
talking about? Technical difficulties? We never have any of those on it.
Never.
I'll move myself over a little bit further. There we go. So we should be cool now. Sorry, what was that?
Sorry, I was going to say I looked back at the last Wednesday stream and realised that we had technical difficulties for a full 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was
More
excellent.
like 40.
Yeah,
Hey, the stream loved it apparently, so.
Yeah, so it was grand.
Okay, so oh no, her 2 friends have like just randomly shown up at her door, and guess who's gonna answer the door?
Pedo Quest.
Which one's Matthew? I can't remember.
That's
Yeah, Matthew is
Pedo
Pedo Quest. Yeah.
I remembered the other name for Eric, you know, the one in red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His other nickname is Tentacle Porn.
Tentacle porn.
And all will become clear later.
Oh god. As I passed through the archway between the dining room and lobby, I saw Matthew reach his hand for the brass door handle, causing the world to go into slow motion. Matthew, don't!
No.
But before my words could reach his ears, Matthew had opened the door and revealed the surprised faces of Naomi and Suzu. So they're like, And there's loads of just like da 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 da. The world around me stopped as Suzu and Naomi kept their eyes on Matthew, who merely stared back in fear and embarrassment. He looks like he's having difficulties on the toilet or something.
He looks like he's never seen a girl before, that's for sure.
What's a vagina?
I can feel the air go from warm to freezing in a matter of seconds. Still nobody knows quite what to say. Matthew tries to say hello. I could not believe this was happening. How was I going to explain this? This week was already bad enough. To make matters worse, I was frozen in place. Please, for God's sake, someone do something other than stand there. No, don't, because that just means he's gonna like drain their sexual energy or something rubbish like that, isn't it? We're gonna end up with like 2 girls on the floor, and how are we gonna explain that?
I don't want to interrupt, but I'm still befuddled by the fact that she seems to live in the chateau from The Matrix Reloaded. Like, I need to show you a picture of this, because it's identical.
Let's have a look at that. Oh my god! Oh my god,
I
it
may have
is.
found the reference image for the scene.
Damn, Pixel Spy, you're on fire tonight.
Yeah, or either he is or we are.
What's going on here?
Everybody's confused, and then the rest of the boys show up. Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh no. Oh dear. Soon the other incubi appeared in the lobby with us. The situation was not getting pretty. I had to think fast. Okay, so do I say they're visitors, or they're my brothers, or they're in your head?
There's a timer.
I can't see a white line moving.
Oh right, okay then. That's
Okay, so I either say they're visitors, or they're my brothers, or they're in your head.
They're in your head! Why not?
It's all in your head!
Should I say they're in your
immediately
head?
condemn someone to mental health services.
Because that always works.
So the sensible option is they're visitors, right? Because they're my brothers is just going to add a whole level of creepy I can't deal with right now. And they're in your head is, I don't know. What do you reckon?
Fucking stupid.
Well, if you want to go stupid, then go they're in your head. But yeah, their visitors is probably the sensible answer.
Yeah, I'd say.
I don't know if it's stupid or sensible. I don't know. Is it going to
Is there
put me into
anything
a rut?
sensible about this game?
There's
That's
a
true.
knife-wielding squirrel!
I forgot about the squirrel! Oh my god, what is the squirrel doing through all of this? They're in your...
Yeah.
Okay, they didn't believe me when I said they're in your head. Somebody... Susie reached out and poked Matthew on the forehead.
Seems real to me.
Yeah, seems real to me. Shut up, Susie. Who asked
You're
you?
not imagining.
He's supposed to be the one you like.
It was no use. There was no time to lie to them. I felt helpless. Then I felt a hand on my shoulder and felt the tension in my body almost fade away. I turned my head to see James smile at me before stepping in front of me. That's daddy issues, isn't
Wait,
it?
what?
What? Who? What?
James, daddy issues, right? He's the one in the
Yeah.
grey blazer,
Okay, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Have I gone down a
Apologize, ladies.
Have I gone down a road without meaning to?
No, I know what it is. This is his power, I think.
This was his what? Sorry.
I think this is his power. He can control emotions.
Oh right. Oh god. You must apologise, ladies. We know this situation must be
I
confusing for
lost you to
everyone.
the accent there, Kitty. How were?
Oh Scott, this is how everyone feels.
This is how everyone feels with me, yeah, I know. Butter man.
I stared at James wide-eyed. Was he going to tell them who they were? Everything seemed surreal. Before I knew it, I was led to the dining room along with Susie and Naomi and sat across from their confused gazes. As Naomi and Susie sat down, Eric and Matthew placed their untouched plates of food in front of them, surprising their guests.
Whoa, this looks amazing.
Okay, so
Well,
Susie's
welcome to-
easily
to
impressed.
Thank you.
They're all like, thank you for the
Our
food.
pleasure, lady.
And Eric is
We
just
hope you
being
enjoy
creepy
your
again.
Of course
But
he
no,
is.
We
no
hope you
questions
enjoy
have
your
been answered.
meals.
Make sure you dig in.
I looked at Naomi and Suzu as they began to eat, visibly enjoying every bite they placed in their mouth. Hopefully the food would ease their minds for whatever James wanted to reveal. As Naomi and Suzu ate their impromptu meals, James and the other boy stood behind my chair, making me grow more red in the face.
So, Anderson.
So Susie wants
Sure,
to
you dig in.
Make this better, not worse.
Don't do this! I will mute you! I swear to God I will mute you!
Alright, ladies! Sorry.
Gently, James placed a hand on my shoulder again, signaling me to just eat my food. As I began to eat, he spoke to Naomi and Suzu. Why
Is
he
he
not?
controlling you?
Sounds like it.
Oh, that's
You know, that's how it starts, right? You know, they control the diet, and like that's what happened in 50 Shades, right? Yeah, controls what she
Consent.
eats. We're Miss Anderson's house servants. We were hired by her late grandfather to help around the mansion, but since he has passed, we now assist Miss Anderson with living on her own.
That makes sense.
Why didn't they say that earlier? That's a much better story.
Yeah, it was fine. Like Naomi's like, oh, that makes sense. It's such a huge house.
A huge house for a wonderful
And Eric
princess
just
such
has
as
to
Miss
slip it
Anderson
in there,
deserves
pardon
the
the pun.
greatest of
A
servants
huge
to
house for a
Whoa.
wonderful princess such as Miss Anderson deserves the greatest of servants to care for it.
Why are you all dressed so
shut up.
casually?
And Susie wants to know why they're dressed so casually.
Uniforms or whatever?
Aren't servants supposed to have uniforms or whatever?
Well, Miss Anderson allows us to get comfy while we work.
I've just noticed that
So
Pixel
she
Spire
lets us
is
wear
naming all
casual
of his
clothes.
clips. There's fighting, there's toilet trouble, there's a sudden realization. I don't have a title.
I've been keeping an archive of these, yep.
Yeah.
Well, Matthew's excuse for the comfy clothes. Miss Anderson allows us to get comfy while we work, so she lets us wear casual clothes.
Ew.
And Sam, what did we call him?
Sam was frat house.
Frat house, yeah, something like that.
We're sorry if we made the situation
Damien,
awkward
we're
earlier.
sorry if we made the situation awkward earlier.
We're very sure that Miss Anderson.
We're very sure that Miss Anderson is also still getting used to having us as her servant. She's known you like literally like
10 seconds.
it's like less than 12 hours. It would be very hard to explain after just a day.
I guess.
Not wrong.
So, if I may ask,
So why are you two
We wanted
here?
to see how our friend was doing. Since it's
We
the
wanted to
weekend,
see
all,
how our friend was
usually we
doing.
hang
Since
out
it's the
and chill.
weekend and all, we just hang out and chill.
Ew, were they pandering to the guys?
Yeah, like going to the arcade and stuff.
Oh, Susie's like, yeah, like going to the arcade and stuff.
Or the Pink Lady Cafe.
Or the Pink Lady Cafe.
There's an arcade.
Matthew is
On the nose,
excited.
isn't it?
Matthew is excited at the prospect of an arcade.
That makes a lot of sense, ladies.
Oh, we'll take our leave and start preparing the house. And James is doing a nice swift exit, but
We gotta prep
we got prepped the house for some
sort
sort of housewarming party thingy. Oh yeah,
our
everybody forgot
princess's
about that.
parents requested a housewarming party.
Eric is now regularly referring to Missy as our princess.
Oh,
Stop
back
it.
off, creeper.
Our princess's parents requested a housewarming party to be held here soon, and by soon they mean tonight.
Yep, pretty
Oh,
much.
well, I guess we can help out or something.
Of course, Susie and Naomi are gonna help out. Oh god. Oh god.
Seriously?
Sam, not.
Means they're gonna spend more time
Okay.
around this dude.
Pretty much, yeah. I wanted to help out, but at the same time I wanted to go with my friends. Jane gave me a look of understanding, letting me know that if I left, everything would be okay. I had to make a decision. So do I go out with Suzu and Naomi, or I'll stay and help around the house?
Nope, you stay with the boys.
Stay with the
Well,
boys.
actually, I think this.
Oh,
I think
too
this
late.
actually doesn't. Well, I don't think it matters, but yeah, stay with the boys.
It's my housewarming party, I should help out too.
Want us to help out as well?
And the ladies are like, do you want us to help out? And Missy's like, nah, it's fine.
No,
Bugger
just
off.
leave me with the 5 boys. I'm good.
All right, we'll head on out then, so we're not. in the
Alright,
way.
we're heading out then, so we're not in the way. And then that's them making a swift
It's all
exit.
good, Anderson.
Stage
We'll
left.
definitely come to the
Get-
housewarming
get
party
out.
tonight.
But they are going to come to the party tonight.
Of course, who misses a good party?
I led them back into the lobby and walked them to the doors, opening it for them with a thankful smile. They both gave me hugs before walking out to Naomi's car, which was parked in the driveway. And with that, they left. I was happy they wanted to help, but I had to do this on my own. With your 5 other helpers? It was not their work, so I didn't want to force it on them just because they were my best friends. How considerate. We had the entire day to work. The party was tonight, and we had to do all we could to make everything right. So we sat down and talked about what needed to happen before the party started that night. Each guy had been assigned a different part of the party to do, and right after lunch we began to work. Since everything was taken care of by at least one incubus... Somebody rattling around in the background. James told me I could assist one of them. Who? The question was who? Okay.
Right, so this is where you help the one that you want to follow, like whose path you want to go down. So I think we said, I think we said Pedo Quest, didn't we?
We did say Pedo Quest.
Did we say Pedo Quest? I thought we
Yes.
said Daddy Issues.
No, I think we were
No.
nice to Daddy Issues, but I think we said Pedo Quest.
Well, you went with Pedo
Disclaimer:
Quest.
Scott takes no responsibility for what follows on this stream.
Yeah, like we'll find out what happens to the little.
Oh,
toy
the
knife.
toy thingy. Oh,
Yeah.
okay then. Okay then. Alright, so Matthew is doing the cooking apparently. I like the kitchen, so let's go cooking. I walked to the kitchen and instantly looked over Matthew, who was quickly slicing up strawberries and placing them into a nearby bowl. I walked over and looked over his shoulders to watch. Matthew didn't seem to mind, so I decided to ask him a question. What are strawberries? What are you making?
I'm going to make a large batch
So
of
he's gonna make
strawberry
strawberry cupcakes.
Yeah, I kind of hoped you would.
But he doesn't know what
Can you
strawberries
start by
are.
making the batter for the cupcakes?
No, that was just me.
What are strawberries?
What are strawberries? I nodded before heading over to another counter. A string of ingredients, small note card of directions sat at the ready. I smiled and began to work, mixing the ingredients, pouring the batter into cupcake tins to bake. I had to admit, I made a little bit of a mess, but I felt like the cupcakes were still fine. As I turned to face Matthew, I noticed Matthew's red face. I tilted my head before he walked over and moved his hand a bit towards my face. He stopped, however, looking to me for permission.
What? What's happening?
I don't know.
That escalated quickly. 1 minute you're making cupcakes, and next he's asking permission to touch your face.
Why is this happening? Do I nod to him?
did this.
Do I nod
You
to
know
him?
it.
Or do I
You
touch
know
my
you
own
nod.
face?
You nod to him. Let him touch your face.
Oh!
Let him touch your face.
Matthew, I can't do this!
I'm basically speechless at this point.
Matthew continued to move his hand towards me, gently brushing a finger over my cheek. My senses tripled, feeling his finger wipe over a small stain of powder and cream that had landed on my face.
Quote unquote cream.
Oh, good God.
Ayo.
Pixel Spy is calling that Matthew has a face fetish.
That's probably
Yeah.
accurate, yeah.
You're not
And also,
wrong.
Missy can't like mix cupcakes without getting some of it on her face.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was a bit messy, but the
Matthew's-
cupcakes would be okay.
The cupcakes would be fine. There's like a spoonful of batter in each thing, and the rest of it is just over her face.
These cupcakes are just right.
Matthew's like, you got a stain, but he looks so happy about it. She's blushing, but he's just like, you got a stain.
Is that his voice? It's like a 1930s gangster.
I wish I would.
Get out of here, kid.
Bring
These
cupcakes, eh?
past the probation.
Matthew's
Decisions has been clicked. Has been clicked.
Matthew's finger was ginger and timid, wiping the stain off.
Ginger and timid.
I think she means like. I think
Well, I
she meant
suppose-
like
I
he was moving gingerly.
Yeah,
rather
gingerly,
than-
that's what I was going to say, but taking the context of that out is a bit,
Oh god.
like, it was hard enough growing up with ginger hair in Scotland. Like, we don't need to be marginalised like this.
Wiping the stain off with as little contact as possible. Lightning shot through my body at each wipe, running down my spine in jolts.
What?
She's just there, like, having electric shock. Never been touched.
guys! I closed my eyes, unconsciously leaning into his touch and naturally wanting more. However, Matthew pulled his hand away, causing me to open my eyes and look at him. Matthew was biting his lower lip and had pulled his hand to his chest.
Sorry. I got
Sorry, I got it all. Oh, thank you. Moment broken. Matthew quickly shook his head, grinned his goofy grin at me before continuing to make another appetizer for the party. I blinked a couple of times, wondering if what I saw was real. Whew. Oh, you guys. Okay, well, next scene. The hour of the house party had arrived. In my mind, I kept double and triple checking the essentials of the party. Knowing my dad, he invited his business partners and the executives of the Anderson company to show me off. Does her dad know that there are like 5 dudes in his house? He doesn't, does he?
I don't think he gives a shit.
That's
At this
true.
stage, like...
It was just I stood in front of my mirror in my room, staring at my form as a million thoughts ran through my mind. It was just a housewarming party, but at the same time, it wasn't. It was my chance to show my dad that I was better than his expectations. Pixels fire clipped, I've never been touched.
Like a virgin.
It was a chance to show my dad that I was better than his expectations. It was a chance for me to see my parents as a woman. It was my test to see if I was really ready to live on my own. Well, not truly alone. I had the incubi to thank, but even so, I didn't have my dad guiding me or my mom helping me through living alone. A knock on my door broke my thoughts, surprising me. Who is it? Oh, Naomi. Ugh, I thought she like left. Is she back? And Susie's here as well, of course she is. God. They're just like, oh, come on out!
So not interested in your bullshit.
As soon as I opened the door to the hall, I watched as Naomi and Susie's faces turned from smiles to complete awestruck stares. What?
Dude, you look hot.
Dude, you look hot! That was literally what Susie just said. Oh my god.
Yeah, you look amazing.
Oh, you look amazing. Where did you get that dress? Blah 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 blah. Oh god, they're all in tuxedos.
Of course they are. Of course they are.
And they're all wearing their specific colours as well, bless them. I stepped out of my room and closed my bedroom door behind me. As I walked down the hall to the grand lobby, the incubi stood waiting for me at the bottom, all dressed to the nines as proper servants. Yeah.
Whoa, they really know.
Oh wow, you're not kidding about the colour coding.
It's caught up.
What colour is Damien though?
Damien's like orange, isn't he? But his
Is he?
hair's orange, so
Ginger.
yeah.
Gingerly, yeah.
Gingerly. I was slightly taken aback on how great the boys looked in uniform. Each had the poise of a perfect gentleman, even Sam. I slowly began to climb down the steps with Susie and Naomi behind me. The boys watched as I descended the staircase one step at a time, like knights waiting for their princess.
Oh, look at her
my
face. She's all
God.
embarrassed. Oh, this is...
I felt my face slightly flush, but I quickly shook my head to try and regain my thoughts. As I reached the last step, James offered his hand out to me and walked me down that final step, smiling.
As beautiful as a princess, miss.
As beautiful as a princess, miss. His finger was ginger as it touched my face. Says Pixel.
I was waiting. I thought it was the game there.
Just visions of like a literal piece of ginger, like touching a
The ginger burned my eye sockets out.
His hand was literal ginger.
Are you prepared for tonight? So, as ready as I'll ever be. To be honest, no, or yes, I'm ready.
Ready up?
Don't ever associate us with this again.
I'm sorry that I've done this, but I can't. What was the option? To be honest, no. Yes, I'm ready. Whatever you decide is best. Doesn't matter. How do you feel?
As ready as I'll ever be.
There
I
you
couldn't
go.
deny that I was nervous, but I had to try. This party was more than what it seemed. And I had done all that I could to prepare for it. Now it was all up to fate. The other boys smiled assuringly at me, which made me feel a little better about everything. I looked at my phone, marked the time, almost right on cue, the doorbell rang, and I gulped. I could practically feel my dad's aura from behind the door. What is this power? Sam and Eric quickly rushed to the door, opened the double doors wide to reveal my parents, both dressed in their best.
Oh my. I
Sorry,
didn't know you're
have you read what Pixel Spires wrote?
He held the ginger to my face. Smell this. I leaned closer to smell. It smelled like ginger. I said. He came closer and put the ginger on my face. He let out a small sigh. Ginger?
Swap out ginger for aubergine.
Ginger.
It's the fact that it could actually be like that would in game.
Yep.
Ginger. Oh my god.
So Pixel, I want my entire life narrated like that. Okay, so her parents aren't questioning the boys because her dad's just like, oh, who would turn down good service? It probably came with, like, you know, the bequeathment.
Your dad is the worst.
I was completely shocked. My parents didn't question the boys. They didn't ask for verification or anything. To be fair, neither did you. I looked at the boys and noticed Sam and Eric staring intently at my parents. Were they using their powers on them? They had to be. There's no way they'd be okay with this otherwise.
I guess the servants counted.
Welcome to Ray 5U to the stream.
Hi, Ray 5.
Hi.
I guess the servants counted as belongings to the house. My mother quickly, let's just gloss over that. My mother quickly rushed to me and gave me a large hug. I hugged her back, inhaling her perfume. It had only been a couple of days, but living away from the ones who raised me was hard. My mother soon let me go and looked at my outfit. Did you eat some lasagna?
That bitch is about the fucking
No, that's not actually what she said, but like... Can you imagine after last time when she was like, have you had dinner?
You look so lovely. David,
You're
look at
wasting
your
away.
daughter. Tell her I'm right.
David, look at your daughter, tell her I'm right. You look so lovely, blah blah blah. I looked at my dad, who was looking around the lobby like an inspector. I stood my ground, waiting for him to look at me, and when he did, he let a small smile grace his lips.
Your mother's right.
Your mother's right. You look like you're all grown up. Oh, that just added a level of skis.
Didn't it? Ooh.
Pixel, did you eat some lasagna? No. Did you eat some ginger? This entire game is based around a slice of ginger. Yeah, it is now, yeah. Oh, okay, so she's like, oh my god, my dad like complimented me of his own accord. However, his cold face quickly returned as he began to look around once again.
I assume that you're ready then to impress the rest of the guests, correct?
So you need to impress the rest of the guests because the entire board from Anderson Toys is coming tonight. Even the vice chairman's son will be coming. All of them will be measuring your potential.
So this turns into a random mini game where you have to like
amount of pressure after like. But she was just at school the other day. Then she inherited a toy company, and now she's like.
Let me guess, she's never known how to use email or a computer. I looked at the incubi. They would continue to be servants for my father's approval. I looked behind me and saw Naomi and Susie raise their thumbs at me for encouragement. I let out a small breath before feeling my body accept the situation. I felt a weight in my gut, but I had to hide it. As if time zoomed forward, all of a sudden, blah blah blah, the main hall of the lobby was full of guests, men and women, in formal or business attire, showed up to meet me and see my new home. I didn't expect many to come, but I was once again surprised that night. I shook hands with many officials and executive members, putting on the professional face my dad trained me to have. I felt overwhelmed, but I hid it well behind a small smile and handshake. Many even asked me questions. I tried my best to reply as maturely as possible. I had to remember, say what they want to hear, not what you want to say.
So, how do you feel?
Yeah, that's a great, honest strategy as a CEO of a company. I have to ask, why aren't they running the company? They're not very old. They just look like they're like...
Everybody looks about 12.
Oh
shit! Oh shit!
So,
what?
how do you feel?
Oh, there, that's the timer. How do you feel about living on your own at such a young age?
You feel great.
I'm doing my best.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry about your grandfather passing away. It really hit us all hard. Thank you for your condolences. Do you have college plans? There's a possibility.
I just inherited a toy company.
Yeah, I don't need no university.
I felt like the questions came up one after another. It was tough to answer something because they weren't about me. They were about the company.
What do you think will happen?
Yeah,
with the
this is
company now
all
that your
about
grandfather
me.
has passed?
What do you think will happen with the company now that your grandfather has passed? It will get back on track soon. What do you think of the philanthropic policy the company has? It's a policy that reflects my own values. I personally think it's great. Do you think the company should expand with just toys? It's a possibility. Eventually the questions stopped and I was back to being by myself. Naomi and Susie were mingling the crowds, Incubi were doing their jobs, so I was alone in a room full of strangers. Do you have college plans? No, but I have a slice of ginger.
Would you like some?
Would you like some? Just handing out like appetizers.
It's really fresh. It's like the yard.
So philanthropy is at the core, is a core belief of the company.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So you get a picture of old Uncle Anderson.
Honey, I'd like to introduce
Oh
you to
no,
someone.
Mom wants to introduce the son of the vice chairman. Oh god!
Is he a hottie?
He will be
He's got a really derpy looking face.
Well, a hottie by Michelle standards.
He's also color coded.
Is he color coded too?
Yeah.
Is he?
He's kind of an orangey brown.
Yeah. Burnt umber. Is that the colour?
Is he ginger?
He is
ginger.
He is pretty ginger, yeah.
With my mother stood a man who looked only a couple years older than me. He smiled, held out his hand, silently asking for my hand.
Hi, I'm Andrew Lewis.
Andrew Lewis.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Anderson.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Anderson. Place your hand in his or simply nod to him. No, we're loyal to PedoQuest.
Yes, we're loyal to PedoQuest. Just nod to him.
Nod.
Simply nod. Andrew was slightly taken
I've
aback.
never said that at any point on the stream. It's everyone else.
What? PedoQuest?
Yes, I'm
you missed
just...
a night, bro. It
embrace it.
Feels nice on.
Oh god.
The latest in Pixel's ongoing fanfic here.
Yeah.
Would you like some? Sure. He carefully laid the ginger slice on my cheek, letting out a small sigh while doing so. I sure love me some ginger.
I sure love me some ginger.
Oh, I got me that ginger fever.
Why isn't there a give ginger option? Indeed. Andrew was slightly taken aback, but gently smiled, lowered his hand, the nod in return. Our mother smiled at both of us, which made me slightly concerned. Why was she excited to introduce me to Andrew?
Why do you think?
He organised his party well, Miss Anderson.
It's like, look, Hen, your choices are 5 demons and another CEO of another toy company.
No, he's the VP's son.
Alright, so he's part of this one. Okay, so that's your choices. 5 demons or another human who could perfectly pair up with you.
Well, you can go with your girlfriend.
Sorry
Like,
if I seem a
you can
little
legitimately date the girls who are your friends as well.
Oh, really?
Yep.
He used to talk about
Yep.
Fair enough.
Be sad for humanity.
Good.
So Andrew was super duper excited to meet Missy because of her.
She's a girl.
Because her granddad.
She's a girl.
She's a girl. He used to talk about you all the time in the office on how you helped him refine his toys. I only attended meetings and heard all the stories. You've helped a lot with the success of the company without having to actually work there. Haha. That would explain everyone's fascination with me and their rather personal questions. I looked at Andrew, who had a kind face to me. Something about him seemed off, and I didn't know what it was. He seemed to be hiding something. Whether it was good or bad, I was not able to find out.
You think this is going to be like
Hashtag Incubi 6.
Incubi 6. Do you think this will be like Ace Attorney game where he'll like take a turn and then he'll reveal that he's actually some master manipulator?
Maybe.
Possibly.
I felt someone walk up beside me, causing me to turn to them. Next to me was my dad, giving his cold stare to Andrew, who suddenly became tense.
So, you're Jared's son.
So, you're Jared's son. Andrew's body twitched slightly. He looks rather uncomfortable. He too is experiencing toilet trouble. Whether it was fear or insult, Andrew locked eyes with my father. I couldn't help but feel the tension between them. It irked me how fragile the air had become, enough to break at the wrong word. Oh, burn! So you're the one who wants to be the next CEO of the Anderson Company. Well, I stared at Andrew. This guy wanted to take my grandfather's place as CEO? I thought the vice chairman wanted the position.
David, leave the poor boy alone.
I'm merely testing the boy's conversational skills.
So Daddy's being a bit of a dick. And Mommy's like, stop it! And he's like, oh, I'm just testing the boy.
Of course not, sir.
And polite as well.
Polite as well, interesting. And so Andrew makes a speedy exit. I am going to stay put. I am not going to follow him because we are loyal to Matthew. And he had us at Ginger.
We've been locked in ever since.
We're locked in ever since. Like a guy who gives me fresh food. I watched as he disappeared to the crowd towards the back of the house. I was worried, but I gave him his space. He obviously needed it. He's not CEO material.
Welcome Sam Poyas to the stream.
Salmopius.
Salmopius, there you go.
I'm sorry, Sam. I'm sorry that you're here.
That's because you practically interrogated the young man.
Questioning shouldn't have bothered.
He's not the CEO material.
We're not loyal to Matthew. We're loyal to Ginger. We're only using Matthew for the ginger. Okay, yeah. I stand corrected. I bit my tongue. I didn't want to make a scene with my dad. One wrong word, he'd lecture me in front of everyone. That was not something I wanted at my housewarming party. I let out a sigh before looking at the clock. It was getting close to midnight, meaning that the party was going to end soon. I lowered my gaze out the window, saw a limo pull up. Whose limo is that? Oh, that must be Lewis's car. I'll go get him. Stay with your father so you can escort your guests out together. Okay. Blah blah blah. She's thanking everyone. Andrew just leaves. Eventually only Suzu, Naomi, my parents and the incubi were left. My dad suddenly walked over, placed a hand on his shoulder with a smile. I stared up at him, a wave of confusion washing over my face.
You did good tonight.
You did good tonight. I'm proud. Thanks, Dad.
Dad.
Keep it up and you'll be a good CEO.
Alright, your mother and I have to leave.
Oh, achievement unlocked. Dad approves. Oh.
Thanks for having us. It
was a great party.
We'll come visit tomorrow or something.
See ya. Bye, everyone. Just leave me in the house with all these 5 boys. I sighed and sat on the staircase, exhausted.
It's not like you had to do any work, though.
He's got a point. So Missy's like, oh, that was tiring.
It's not like you had to do
And Sam's like, it's not like you had to do any work.
Give her a break, man. She was getting interrogated.
Matthew's sticking up for Missy.
She handles herself the
And
best.
Damien as well.
As expected, princess.
And Eric slipping in a princess reference again.
Since you're exhausted, why not head to bed?
Since you're exhausted, why not head to bed? We can clean up. Sam's frat house is pissed. They were making him clean up.
He's perpetually
Oh
angry.
no! Oh ho ho! It didn't take long to find you little shits after all. I felt a hot shudder run down my spine. The voice from my dreams echoed through the air into my ears. I looked around, panicked, alongside the incubi. James placed a hand on my shoulder, trying to remain calm. Oh yeah, finally something interesting is happening.
Don't worry.
Don't worry, no one will hurt you.
Are you really sure?
Is it the bad guys they were fighting with?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
All of us shot our heads towards the doors, finally pinning down the direction of the voice. The doors quickly swung open, revealing a sight I would never expected to see.
Vampires!
Oh, God!
Skeletons!
What is with this sprite?
I'm glad they had the decency to wait until after the dinner party.
That's true, actually.
Oh, it was very nice then, wasn't it?
Oh, what the fuck is that?
You just seen it.
Ah!
Skin red as blood, eyes black and gold, piercing into mine, roughened up clothes, and a pistol in his hand. I saw a monster.
Why does he need a pistol? He's a dick.
Oh God! I covered my mouth to not scream at the sight. Dried blood covered the bandana around his neck as he smirked at me and the boys around me. Beside the red-skinned man was a similar-looking woman in matching thug-like clothes.
He's just escaped from DeviantArt.
Oh, what's the matter,
Oh,
boys?
please.
You really didn't think I would.
What's the matter, boys? You really didn't think I wouldn't find you, did you? Wait, that's a really awkward sentence. You really didn't think I wouldn't find you, did you?
He's trying to use past tense wrong. Oh, I don't know.
There's too many negatives.
I hoped you would, you piece
Oh, Sam, I hoped you would, you piece of... Punch him! All of a sudden, the man raised his gun at Sam's face and instantly pulled the trigger. We all gasped in shock, instinctively expect to see a bullet run through Sam's face, but...
What the fuck?
What the fuck? What should have been a headshot ended with a loud but empty blank shot. The pistol echoed as empty shots as the man grew more and more pissed, pulling the trigger over and over in aggravation. Luckily for my ears, it became quieter after his first shot.
Why the fuck won't you work?
Why the fuck won't you work?
This place is protected.
This place is protected, says Damien.
What did you say, shrimp?
This place
Has a seal, protecting it from hellborn magic.
What the fuck is that supposed to be?
Protects it from edginess.
Except sexy magic. Sexy magic works.
Sexy magic works just fine. The man growled and threw his gun at Sam, who was able to dodge it in time. The pistol bounced off the ground a couple times while sliding further away, hitting the wall in a final stop. As it stopped moving, the gun faded into black flame that disappeared into the air.
Previous owner had this place protected by magic.
The previous owner had this place protected by magic, Malix. That's what the red dude's name is. That was his name. His existence resonated in my memory from the dream I had. However, I looked to Matthew in the same confusion as Malix did. This place is protected by magic? It would seem that your grandfather had some sort of protective barrier around this house. From the looks of it, it only disables hellborn magic.
Not
Malix
sexy
is
magic.
not sexy magic.
Not sexy magic. Sexy magic is a-okay.
Malix's face grew to that of extreme anger, his fist tightening as if he was crushing a stress ball. That was stopping me from dragging your asses out and shooting you then! Out of pure instinct, I stepped forward and placed myself between Malix and the boys. With no power, Malix wasn't going to fight. I took that chance to stand up to him instead of being powerless like I was in the dream. He could just could he not just literally slap her?
Yeah.
When did she have this dream? I don't remember the dream. When was
Remember
the
it
dream?
was when
The dream when she woke up in Damien's arms. Something, wasn't it?
I have blanked all of that out.
Okay, so now do I say to him, fuck off, leave them alone, or get out of my house? Let's go for a good old get out of my house.
Yeah.
Malix growled at me, walking right up to me, leaning close to my face. I glared back, feeling my courage skyrocket.
I own a toy company.
Since when does a little stain like you give orders to a guy who could rip your pretty little head from your body? You really don't think, do you? If you kill me, you'll be hunted down by more than just the police. Duck!
Duck.
I ducked underneath Malix's incoming hand. I stared at his hand and a black flame tattoo in surprise. Took a couple steps back from Malix. Matthew and Damien stepped in front of me, guarding me from Malix with their arms.
A quick one.
A quick one! I'm liking you more and more. I got an achievement for ducking, by the way.
Nice.
Can't catch me.
Back off, Malix.
Matthew's sticking up for me.
Shut up.
Cause he's your bae.
He's my bae. Did I make the little Matthew cry? Why did you just grow a pair? Now he's just being mean.
Enough, Malix.
Okay, other lady steps in. The woman who'd been standing in silence the whole time planted a firm hand on Malix's shoulder. Malix looked back at her with a growl and glare that could
Since
kill.
when did you get the...
We both know you.
I want them dead just like you do, but now's not the time.
Do you?
Shut up!
So it's 5 against 2, we'd never win, blah blah blah. The two growled at each other. If they could have used their magic, I could sense that fire would glow from under their teeth. Malix grunted and glared at the boys. He pointed at James, wanting so badly to use his fingers like a knife. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Malix turned to me, moving his finger to point directly between my eyes. Don't think you're safe. Step outside. I dare you. With that, Malix and the woman walked out of the mansion. They just leave by the normal route.
You just have no security at this job.
You got a magic barrier, Scott. I don't need security.
Oh, that's true.
The door closed behind them, and leaving the boys and I alone once again. I felt my knees give out from under me, forcing the boys to quickly turn to catch me.
Whoa, whoa!
All of them at once.
Yeah. Our blood trail for the forest must have led him here. We should have stopped him, finished it here. I stood up and rubbed my arms, feeling the goosebumps Malik's left behind on me. I couldn't stop myself from shivering in fear of his words. Was he a demon?
Son of a bitch is not
He's not a demon, he's a devil. There's a difference?
Yes. Demons come from
God.
Well, we've got to get into the important background lore of this world.
Demons come from a different plane of existence called the Abyssal Planes. Devils, however, come from one of the 7 circles of a place humans know as Hell. Despite us not being human, we are very different creatures. We actually have brains for one. Devils always like to cause trouble and try to kill or torture others for their own enjoyment. Demons like us know when to use our powers and when not to. We're not stupid. Devils follow orders from higher up in their power order, and their power only comes from a connection to Hell. Demons all have free wills and don't rely on where they came from to use their powers. This is all so confusing. Demons and devils and magic all existed, and I happened to land in the middle of it. What do we do? You're safe. You've been protected as well. What?
What Damien's saying.
The magic that protects this place also protects you. Your grandfather must have cast it when you last saw him or something of that nature. We can sense its aura around your body.
But you can't go outside now, so you can never leave.
Miss, please don't worry.
We'll find a way to train ourselves and become stronger to finally finish this feud. Until then, we'll protect you as much as we can. If Malix comes back, we'll be here for you. What about going outside? Like we said, you have a protection spell. Even if Malix attacks you, he won't be able to use his magic on you. He'd be just like any other human you can fight back against. Kick him in the balls!
So conveniently, you've got a bubble around you as well.
Yeah. Didn't you say you know? Didn't you say you knew Taekwondo?
That's convenient.
Well, yeah. I feel so relieved. I was mostly safe from Malix. Still, I could not help but feel very nervous, apprehensive about the future. The boys are safe here to train and become stronger. And what if Malix did the same? Even more so, I was lost about how my grandfather knew about magic. I had to find out.
Are we going to get a training montage?
I hope so.
This game isn't that cool.
That's right. They said they'd only stay until after they defeated Malix. After that, my life would go back to normal. Temporary insanity. The question was then, would I want them to leave? If my life went back to normal, then I'd have to care for the house all on my own.
Priorities. Priorities.
I'd get to focus on my life instead of being distracted by the boys. I'd have to. My life. Where was my life going anyway? I was under pressure from my parents with only my friends and the boys to comfort me. Without the boys, I'd have no way to hide from my responsibilities, air quote. Okay. Defeating my sense of thought, I forced myself to sleep, unsure of what tomorrow had planned for me. Hopefully, whatever the future had for me, I would be ready for it.
I promise to be with you forever.
Chapter end.
Well, there's a female voice. I promise to be with you forever. You're so important to me. I swear I'll give my life to you.
Please, let me
What?
love you.
Please, let me love
I'll
you.
be by your side.
I think this is like everybody else's like voices. I'll be by your side always. I just say things. I can't imagine living without you. I want to be with you. I love you. So she just had a dream where like basically loads of people just said like a single sentence to her, all expressing their devotion.
Man, it's really hard for this girl.
Okay, so she's awake. What to do at 7 AM in the morning? Make coffee, work on homework, or explore the house?
For the house.
Run the
Okay.
house, find a boy, find a boy, find a boy.
So enthusiastic there.
So she opens every door. She opens every... we want them to leave. We only want Ginger. Ginger is love. Ginger is life. Quickly I found an old office. A desk and chair sat by the far side. A large bookshelf, documents and memorabilia donned its nooks and crannies. There were a couple of pictures of me growing up peeking up from the shelf as I walked further into the room. I tried to recall memories of ever seeing this room, coming up with nothing as a result. This room was new to me. Did I want to disturb the furniture? But she's curious. I gently opened the shelves, any drawers I saw in the room, and a couple of them were books and even sewing kits. I assumed they were used for my grandfather's toys, so I left them alone. One drawer, however, was locked, no matter how many times I pulled. Nothing. It would not budge. The drawer beside it did, revealing a laptop. Why is there a laptop in the drawer? I lifted it from the drawer, carried it over the desk and chair, opening it. It was a high-tech laptop with a retina scanner as a pass lock. I was not sure whether or not to try to unlock it or not. I was not sure whether or not to try to unlock it or not. Okay.
Unlock it.
Try.
Yes.
Oops.
It probably doesn't help that everybody all of us on this call right now have basically done proofreading for Ready Up, so...
I decided to try. I turned on the computer and leaned my face near the retina scanner, lining the camera up with my eye. So when I clicked try, a little red symbol flashed up in the corner, which was interesting. English is a hard language, says Pixel. I agree. To my surprise, I had a ping come from the computer before the screen opened to a desktop. Oh, it worked. Huh, would you look at that? On the desktop were documents and folders. So wait, somebody had to like scan her retina at some point to put the data in.
Stolen your eyeball.
Stolen your eyeball.
What?
This is like the bit in Resident Evil 4 where like this incredibly this rustic village in not Spain has a retina scanner to cordon off part of the village. Like you have to use the village chief's eye to open it. Like what? When did this happen? How did this get set up?
So there's loads of like information about the company on the laptop, but one icon stands out from the rest. Vorago. I don't know how to pronounce that. Vorago. Vorago. Let's just call it Vorago.
I won't know until I see it. The stream's a bit behind. Hang on.
Yeah, no worries.
It's about to come up.
Virago?
Vorago? Let's go like that.
Virago, yeah.
I double-clicked the icon, no window came up. Instead I heard a large click come from the drawer that was locked. I slowly left my seat, walked over to the drawer, attempted to open it again. It stood open smoothly, revealing two books. One was a plain black journal with a tie to keep it closed, and the other was bound in leather with cryptic symbols all over the cover. I took out the journal, skimmed through it, seeing my grandfather's notes. They were all detailed explanations and opinions on his findings on demon magic. He really did know about magic.
Isn't Virago like the name of like a golem or something, like a demon, it's like a rock demon?
And somebody Google that for me. I sat down at the desk and read through the journal further, finding drawings and sketches of symbols and magic circles, each with their own different meanings and effects. It was fascinating. There was even a page of important spells to know. I read through them, trying to memorize them into my mind.
It's a rocky, extremely powerful boss monster in RuneScape.
Oh, well, there you go.
I don't know what came over me. I started to feel more energetic, more powerful, simply reading my grandfather's notes. I was suddenly aware of the energy that surrounded my body and the power that was around the house. Have we started to go down the magical girl route?
I hope so. That would improve things.
The more I read, the more powerful I became. However, my mind suddenly froze. I found myself walking back to the drawer, putting the book back, closing the drawer. The lock reset and I snapped out of it. Who's controlling her? I shook my head, looked at the drawer, realising what I had done. I walked over to the desk to reopen the lock, suddenly felt the need to stop. Something held me back and it didn't want me to pry any more than I already had. I was curious beyond belief, but I obeyed my thoughts for now. Eventually I would come back and look into it. Okay, achievement unlocked. Curiosity is in the family. I returned.
You're going to be able to control the demons for sexy times.
For sexy times. It's all for sexy times.
Isn't that why we're all here?
Yeah.
Not me!
Then why are you here, Scott? I
don't know.
You choose this! You knew what this was! You make bad choices.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay, so she got bored, so she tried to sleep, she couldn't sleep, so she's looking around again and there's noise in the backyard. In the yard were all five of the boys practicing fighting.
Oh, I hope they're all sweaty and shirtless.
They're not, they're just in normal clothes.
Oh, how boring.
Verity like leaning on the veranda, fanning herself. Oh, how very dull. How droll. Sam, being the strongest of the bunch, blocked and dodged each almost masterfully. Let's not disturb them. I just watched. The boys were very much in their own world, focusing on the train they were all in. It was better not to disturb them. I checked the time, decided to head inside the kitchen. I was getting hungry. Lunch was a must. Blah, blah, blah. Might as well make lunch today. It's been a while since I cooked. Lunch wasn't particularly hard. I decided to make simple
Ginger sandwiches.
Oh God.
Simple chicken and rice, cold cut sandwiches, or pizza.
The pizza or the chicken and rice?
Whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Not the sandwiches, that's boring.
Is this going to affect us in any way?
I don't think so.
I'll go for chicken and rice. Gotta keep that energy and strength up with protein. That's literally what she says. I took my time to make almost perfect chicken breast alongside some rice. Cooking wasn't hard unless you didn't know what you were doing in the first place. I placed the food in the dining room.
Listen, it's hard for some of us, alright?
However, none of the boys were there by the time I brought the final dish out. I carried that dish to the main lobby, catching the boys separated into different rooms in the house. Scott, have you tried adding ginger to your recipes?
Oh, that's it. That's a secret ingredient, isn't
What
it?
you've been missing all this time.
Part of me wanted to go to one in particular. The other part of me wanted to just leave them be and take the food in my hand to my room and eat. Maybe I could go out today while the boys focus on training. Do I go to my room and eat, or do I find one of the incubi?
You
Find a boy! Find a boy! Find a boy!
I feel like you guys are enjoying this way too much. I quickly rushed back, grabbed a second food dish, while hunting down one of the boys. I looked down each hall, trying to find each one of the incubi wandering, so I wouldn't have to go through each individual room finding them. I pursed my lips in irritation. Where the heck are they? I sighed, knowing I had to search them in each room. I quickly turned and headed back to the dining room one last time. When I arrived, I gasped. There's Matthew! Matthew was crouched near the kitchen doorway, peering into it as if a rat had gotten loose in the pantry and he was a stalking exterminator. Is the squirrel about?
Yes! Squirrel time!
So he's like, shut up! I quickly shut my mouth and pressed my lips together in silence, confused but fearful as to why I had to be quiet. I tiptoed to Matthew. He was crouching by the entrance to the kitchen. His gaze and head moved across the side of the kitchen, still trying to find whatever he was looking for. Is she not still holding 2 plates of chicken and rice? At this point?
Partly not.
He's in there. Okay, Matthew's face was seriously fearful and intense. Who was freaking him out this much? My mind, however, instantly pinned the person down in my conclusion. Malex. Why did he come back? Why was he in my kitchen? I started to freak out, remembering the fear I'd felt the first time we had met. However, I wasn't sure. Where were the others if it was Malex? I lost sight of him, but I quickly found him and cornered him in there. I know he's in there. Who's in there? That fluffy killer thing. I bit my lip.
This is your monster of the week.
Yeah, I bit my lips, suppressing a laugh. Once I swallowed my laughter down, I let out a sigh. You mean your cute little bunny doll? Yeah, that thing. Wait, it's not cute! Matthew instantly regretted not whispering, covered his mouth. I could not help but giggle. What's he doing in the kitchen? Matthew turned to me with an expression of utmost seriousness. Something told me that what he said would be cute and funny, but I decided to bite my tongue gently, so to not laugh no matter what.
I don't know.
What? It's just the oddest. You just imagine her biting her tongue gently. It's just weird.
I'm doing it right now.
So she called it Simon. Matthew, Simon's a doll. It can't do anything.
You named him?
You named him? Of course, Simon Tabby.
What?
Okay, so she finally places the food on the table. What's your plan of attack?
I plan to make my way through the
Well, I
kitchen
plan to make my
quickly
way
as
through
I
the
can.
kitchen as quietly as I can and hopefully not get stabbed. So he tiptoes into the kitchen. I stood there unsure of whether or not I should follow suit. Join the hunt or eat and get out of there.
Join the hunt!
Join the hunt! Someone's gonna get stabbed.
Oh, I got the blue heart in the corner, so that's presumably for Matthew. I didn't know why I was up for this, but I followed along. The small adventurous side of me was very happy with my decision. Another side of me was questioning me, asking me why I did that. Matthew slowly walked through the kitchen, scanning the cupboards and surfaces in meticulous glare. It was both amusing and slightly frightening to see how serious he could be.
No, it's just.
So he's like, oh, my other toys are fine. She's like, dude, you make other toys.
That's what I do.
I make toys. I made them for my mother all the time back in the Abyssal Plains to help her cope with her position. She's the fourth wife of my birth father. Each of us have a different mother, and all of them, except for Damien's, are queens. My mom hates sharing, so I distracted her with toys. I didn't know what to say.
Well, why would you?
Oh, Pixel Spire says it's ginger time!
It's ginger time!
It was adorable how Matthew tried to cheer his mom up with his abilities. I was then suddenly reminded of my grandfather and how he made toys all the time for kids. Matthew's power to make small toys instantly would have been so useful to my grandfather. Not if they all turned out to be murderous squirrels.
Yeah.
So they just keep looking for Simon. I felt like I was in a comedy mystery, looking for a child's toy instead of a murder weapon. Come on out, creepy thing, says Matthew. His name is Simon. What will we do if we find him?
Stick him back in my pocket.
We stick him back in my pocket.
Okay.
Okay, so look at those colours. Because you just give up. Why was I even doing this? Simon Tabby was a ah! And then Matthew's made his like crying face.
Oh no, is he being stabbed?
Matthew and I scanned the kitchen frantically, searching for the source of the laugh.
I knew that thing was evil.
I knew that thing was evil. Suddenly, everything went black.
What?
Who turned out the lights? There were no windows. The room was almost completely pitch black. I could hear skittering across the floor. I instantly jumped in fear for being pushed to the ground.
What?
I felt myself hit the ground with a body over top of me. 2 hands were slammed beside my head onto the tile floor, stopping the person above me from crushing me.
Hey.
I stared up at Matthew, letting the situation sink in. We were looking for a doll, and now we were on the ground.
Sexy time!
It just happened so quickly.
What broke my thoughts was a flash of gold running across Matthew's eyes. I could feel heat radiate from his body, but the air was tense, and his body was almost shaky.
What?
Are you okay? I heard a gulp answering my question. He wasn't okay, I could tell, but he wasn't moving. Sorry, Soon a golden glow covered Matthew's eyes. I expected to feel warmth in my body from an upcoming spell, but I felt nothing. Something was wrong.
I need you to...
I need you to push me off. From the sound of his voice, he was desperate to get up and off of me. Why couldn't he move though? Then it hit me. It sounds like somebody is crying. Are you alright?
I think Verity's dying.
Pixel says he's gonna give us his hot, long ginger. Somebody get that girl some water!
Oh god almighty! Oh.
Matthew, do you need energy?
Oh yeah, that's what we're calling it now, is it? Energy.
Yes.
I do, but Matthew shut his eyes to try and hide his golden gaze from me. He didn't want to take my energy. Why? Was he ashamed to?
Because you're too ugly, bitch. Just give it to him.
Push him off or kiss him! No, don't let me make this choice!
Kiss him! Kiss him!
Yep, you gotta do it.
If he... if he needed energy, I was willing to give it.
Oh.
Well, at least it's consensual. I gently grabbed...
No, it's not!
Isn't it? Isn't it? Oh god! Oh, by the way, is the has the stream title been updated?
Yeah, no, Scott updated.
Why did you suddenly think of that now?
Well, just because I looked at what was in front of me and it says playing Portal 2 and I was just like, oh shit.
No, I updated it near the beginning.
Thank you. Oh, sorry guys. I gently grabbed Matthew's face, tilted his head to angle with mine. Leaning in closer to him, I brought my face and lips up to his and kissed him deeply.
See, it's so hard to get decent hired help these days. They always like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm powered by sexual energy. Like, no, you know what? I'll just go to the job center. I'll return you to your dimension of sex.
I didn't know if this would help, but it was how he got energy before. I shut my eyes, waiting for the draining feeling to reappear in my body. Matthew didn't move, nor did I feel energy drain from me. I opened my eyes and saw Matthew staring wide-eyed at me but unmoving. He was unsure of what to do, and I had silenced him in confusion. And is there not a fucking murderous squirrel wandering around?
Yeah, there's still a murderous squirrel running around.
I pulled away and spoke. I want to give you some of my energy. You used a lot of it, and I'm sure that the energy you took from me was only used for healing. Let me help you.
Ew!
Oh, stop.
And Matthew's like, I mean, I don't... Matthew, if you don't want my energy, just tell me. But I'm offering it to you if you do. Oh God!
Is he like a virgin? Inca?
Oh God!
He's literally powered by sexual energy. But
he's never done it before.
Oh God!
Oh God Almighty!
Oh, just peace out to one side. Oh God! Okay, all right. Okay, we can do this.
Yeah.
Oh God! All of a sudden, I felt that familiar feeling of warmth run through my body once again.
Fran has joined and says simply, "What am I watching?"
Pixel Lance's ginger fanfic. I felt my body slightly heat up as Matthew wrapped an arm around my body and pulled my body tighter to his. There are too many bodies in this sentence!
I need more body. Get more body in there.
Giving each other their ginger.
Matthew grew a lustful gaze before bringing a hand up to cup the back of my neck.
Oh my word. Oh my word.
This is happening. Oh God. My headphones are going to run out. Oh no! I need to see that shit. Oh.
I'm not looking forward to the delay catching up, but okay.
What is happening? What is happening?
Susan's
I know what's
left
happening.
the stream.
I know what's happening.
Are we getting a cutscene?
We're getting a.
Oh God.
Is he giving her mouth to mouth? What the fuck is that?
I'm just gonna I'm gonna change the batteries in my headphones because they're going.
You think about it in your headphones.
Before I knew it, Matthew pulled me into a gentle but passionate kiss. Is there not a fucking squirrel?
He doesn't know what the fuck
Heat
he's doing.
erupted through my body as his kiss slowly and almost timidly got deeper. Matthew kept an arm around my waist while I rested my hands on his chest. I can't hear you guys, but I'm sure like the reactions are amazing. Also, like, also, sorry, hold on a second. Turn his headphones back on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Also, Rob just clocked what was happening and he just gave me like the most amazing look. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Stop there!
Did he feel the urge to cup you?
Lots of cupping today. God. Oh God. The energy from my
come
body.
Online now.
The energy from
You came online at a good time.
I'd say everybody's coming at a good time.
Oh no!
Pew, pew.
The energy from my body was slowly draining in the
please
kiss.
read this like Gilbert Gottfried.
Still, I had no regrets. Every bit of this kiss.
Jafar!
Oh my god.
Sorry, we're just like genuinely losing it.
Oh my god, Verity! Everyone's having a good time.
Oh no.
Oh yes. It was how I imagined a certain night, except with the energy drain.
That's a fairly big asterisk. I don't know if he'd been just being passionately. I would be like, hang on, my life force is being sucked out.
You've always got to look out for that energy drain kicker off your first kiss.
CMPR said, where the fuck did this game get made? Because people are awful. People are the worst. That's why.
Oh God, I've just read the text! Matthew was full of surprises. As childish as he was, he definitely was proven to be a man while he was kissing me.
We all know what that means.
Matthew wasn't
Feeling
frostbitten
ginger.
by his... But
his kiss was deep and passionate, and it felt almost magical.
Jafar!
Oh god. Why don't you
It was how I imagined the first kiss to be like, except with energy drain.
Yes, that is a sentence. Like, that's a massive conditional. Hang on.
Soon, though, the energy drain stopped, and Matthew gently pulled his face away to end the kiss. I stared up at him as we both panted for air. I had never kissed like that before. I was so lost in the moment, I'd forgotten how to breathe.
Hang on, was that not like her third kiss?
Yeah, it was like her third kiss, yeah. Matthew moved a strand of hair from my face to behind my ear, eyes still full of desire. Matthew stared silently at me, unsure of what to say. However, I could tell that he was full, yet yearning.
Oh, good. Oh, good God. Oh, good God. He's full. He's not half masked. He's full.
And he slowly put his ginger away.
I hope so. Oh.
Put that ginger back in your pants.
I can feel the hold of his mind-altering spell.
Pixel says, hey, you, no.
I could feel the hold of his mind-altering spell fade away, but I still felt hot. Something told me that I wanted more, but at the same time, I wasn't sure if I truly did want to give any more.
Oh, we're ready, we're ready.
Do I stop or keep going?
Oh my god, you keep going.
Pixel can barely breathe.
Bad end, all energy drained.
Okay. Oh god! I can barely breathe. Keep going.
Do it.
Oh, we got the blue heart, so we're going for Matthew. I opened the opportunity. I was enjoying it as much as he was. I wanted more, and I was going to let him. So I just saw what Pixel. Bring that ginger back out, boy! Get that back out! Even
Fran's
Fran's like, keep
only
going.
been here for like 10 minutes and she's already at keep going.
She's fully into it. We all know we all want it.
I wanted to keep going. I leaned up and kissed him again. Matthew gasped against my lips, but continued to kiss back. I could feel him pull on the tail of my bow, releasing it and following his hand off from around my neck. He moved the ribbon to his pocket, before gently unbuttoning the top 2 buttons of my blouse.
It's happening! It's happening!
We're gonna have to be legitimately careful here. Like, if this goes into actually something being shown, we'll have to stop because which will.
It's fine, nothing you don't say.
Oh,
Okay,
what?
alright.
The desire in my body drove me insane, forcing a moan to escape my lips as he ran kisses from my lips down to my exposed neck.
Jafar!
Oh god! He's gonna stick his ginger in a grater, oh boy! Oh god! Oh, what did you link there, Verity? There I click.
It's happening.
It's happening!
They're saying the technical difficulty sign is up right now.
Is it?
What?
Both CMDR and Pixel Spire said technical difficulties.
No.
Oh, right, as in we can put up the technical difficulties.
Oh, I see.
No idea. Maybe.
Oh god, technical difficulties.
Oh right. Oh, I get it. Oh.
No.
Maybe we need a new special one for this sort of thing.
It's happening.
It'd just be our default screen, but just a bunch of question marks.
With trains going into tunnels, birds flying over cliffs,
rockets taking off,
waves crashing on the beach.
Go to your happy place. Find it there.
As he began to ravish my neck and shoulder in hot kisses, I leaned my head back and let a pleasurable sigh escape my lips. Matthew was ruthless in his passionate kisses on my skin. Matthew didn't stop touching and kissing me, making more moans and gasps rush out of my mouth into the open air.
Can I just check that all we have done is made cupcakes with him, and chased after a squirrel with a knife.
Who is still in the room?
While all this is happening.
Well, who do you think's filming this?
Oh God! He may have been full, but he was as hot as I was.
Oh my word. Is he full again?
I couldn't even comprehend how much time we spent making out. I was lost in the pleasure, but I didn't care. Call it sinful, but I didn't care. I loved it. His touch, his kiss, his heat. I desired it beyond anything at that moment, even as he lowered his kisses down to my chest to just above my bra.
Oh, this is too racy for me.
None of us should be pleased about this.
My heart was beating wildly in my chest. Something about Matthew intrigued me immensely, but something made my heart quicken for him. It couldn't have been love, but it was too passionate to be lust.
Is it sexy magic?
What was it?
Sexy magic!
However, I began to feel dizzy, feeling the ceiling start to spin almost wildly. I gripped Matthew's shoulders, trying to signal him to stop.
Sex! Stop it!
He eats sex.
My mind faded to black before I could let out another sound.
Oh no!
Oh God, she's gone. He could be doing anything right now.
He could be grating all that ginger, wouldn't he?
All over her with full ginger mask.
Oh, I felt good. I didn't care that I was blacked out. I felt warm and fuzzy in the darkness. I never knew indulging.
You're unconscious.
You're warm and fuzzy in the dark.
Ginger's
Have you never collapsed and felt warm and fuzzy?
I never knew indulging in that kind of passion would be that good. I now just waited to awaken, hopefully in a good way.
With him half inside you, probably.
Oh God! My eyes eventually fluttered open, adjusting to the sight around me. I felt familiar silks underneath me, letting me know that I was in my bed. I slowly sat up, stretching from the tiredness that still lingered. I felt a very soft pain on my neck and shoulders. I could feel my swollen lips pulse gently and healing.
Oh, which lips?
However, when I looked down at my body, I saw my shirt had been pulled back up and rebuttoned as if nothing had happened between me and Matthew. I was just missing my ribbon.
Oh my God!
Oh no, yeah, no, gingered.
You got gingered.
Refeed.
Oh.
Yes, yeah, everybody is raising the questions that should be asked. Before I turned to get out of bed, though, I spotted my ribbon on the pillow beside the one I slept on. It was tied around Simon Tabby in a nice bow with a small note attached to it. I gently slipped the note from the tie and opened it to read it.
I'm really sorry.
And it's,
I'm really sorry. I didn't mean for it to go that far. Please forgive me. I stared at the note, letting a small smile grace my lips. He went too far? I enjoyed it a lot. It was cute, though, to imagine... Who was that?
Sorry, that was me.
It was cute, though, to imagine him thanking me for something we both did and enjoyed.
Sure.
Okay.
I brought the note to chest, letting the memories of our meeting flood my mind. I indulged myself too, Matthew. I looked at the time out of curiosity. The large white numbers on my phone showed 5:31 p.m. Yikes! 4 hours of being knocked out and I still feel tired. Oh my God, she was like unconscious for 4 hours. It was Sunday, so I was allowed to sleep longer if I wanted to. Okay, so the remainder of the night passed by surprisingly uneventful. The boys continued to train. They're kind enough to stop and make me dinner. I was glad for that. Unsurprisingly, the food was perfect. Felt a little empty without the boys to eat with me. They'd most likely already eaten, but still I felt lonely. So she goes back to room to study and sleep. I felt good going to bed that night. I felt like I could have a peaceful sleep after the previous rough nights I had. I felt good. So she wakes up. So she wakes up almost flawlessly that next morning. No grogginess, no aches, perfectly energized and bright-eyed.
Excellent. Ready for more.
Right, ready for round 2.
So she got a text message. Who's texting me this early?
You're carpooling with us from now on.
Oh God,
Oh my God.
Annoying friends, I imagine.
Yeah, her friends are just like, hey, you're carpooling with us. Be at your gate at 7 stat. That's like 10 minutes from now. My friends were the best. I couldn't drive yet. I didn't have a car, so it's awesome my friends would let me carpool. I checked the time, 6:30. I just got half an hour. Perfect! I could eat some breakfast before they come. So somebody's made her breakfast. Surprise, surprise. Who made this? As I spoke aloud, a small... Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. A small red note caught my attention. Have a good day. Yours.
Ooh.
My heart skipped a beat as I finished. I could tell it's from one of the boys. Maybe it was from him? I smiled before putting the note in my bag and eating up. The food was so delicious. I devoured every amazing bite. I looked at the time again. Time to go. Oh, God. So before I could oh, wait. Before I reached the handle of the door, someone took my hand. Oh, hey, it's him. I turned to see Matthew, who was holding my hand back with a concerned frown on his face. My name? Your name?
My true name isn't Matthew.
My true name isn't Matthew. I want you to know my real name if something were to happen. What did he mean? Why was he telling me this now? I remembered reading about a demon's name in the journal I read yesterday. If you knew a demon's true name, you could summon them to you, no matter where you were or where they were. Matthew gently pulled me to him and leaned close to whisper in my ear.
My name is
Zekeru. My name is Zekeru, apparently.
Oh.
Did you slip some ginger into the eggs?
Hey, hey.
Hey. As he said his name, I could feel it lock into my memory. Something in my head would make sure I would never forget it. Matthew pulled away and smiled at me, despite still carrying worry in his eyes.
If
you're in any danger, call my name. I promise I'll come and help you. Something told me that name would be used eventually. She's more boring shit with her friends.
Googling that name, and just for I just wanted to examine the etymology. Maybe there's some sort of interesting connection to like an old mythology or something. But nope, it's just a massive list of Tumblr sites.
Oh my god.
For this game.
Dedicated to Matthew.
Okay, so like you remember that chick from before?
The
blonde one.
Yeah,
God,
Class A
she's
bitch.
She's fully butched up.
She beefed up, didn't she? So she's starting something. Do I glare into her soul, get her, or stand up and walk away?
Glare into her soul!
Glare into her soul. Totally use your demon powers.
I glared hard at Lisette, feeling wisps of air and magic run through my skin and veins. However, I stopped at what I saw. Oh! Around Lisette was a dark purple aura. It seemed all too familiar. It was like demon magic, but it seemed to be tamer. I slowly rose to my feet. Something was off. As I continued to look at her, the aura grew, forming shadow behind Lisette, with red eye-like shapes glowing from within its darkness.
Anderson.
I was entranced by a small hum in the air. It was distant, almost like an ethereal whisper you'd hear in horror games. But it was real. It sounded vaguely of a woman humming a tune I didn't recognise.
Hey, are you...
I suddenly felt the need to walk away, so I did.
Sheesh. Are you real? Think she saw underneath Lisette? Oh,
okay.
Something was wrong with Lisette. It was more than just her being mean. There was something or someone watching over Lisette. Or they were watching me behind Lisette. Whatever they were doing, I didn't know. It was definitely demonic. As the bell rang for school to end, I felt my phone vibrate in my pocket. Oh, it's a text from Dad. I'll be picking you up today. Make sure you're ready to go when I get there. Thanks, Dad.
hey! Really? We'll drive home together.
Had I done something wrong? I didn't know. I waved goodbye. I took the time to listen to my music while I waited. Oh, God. I need to go to another Rise of the Phoenix concert. I'm so cool. Okay, so Dad was late. As soon as I pressed call, it disconnected and read a signal disconnection error message. I double-checked my phone, saw all 5 bars of signal. He must be in a dead zone. Before I could finish, a group of hands grabbed at my hands, feet, and covered my mouth. I screamed into the hand over my mouth, struggling to pull away from the hands grabbing at my limbs. Too many hands in the sentence. It felt disgusting and scary, feeling the hands on me. Too many hands! I needed it to stop.
Don't dirty up Alex's
Too many hands, too many hands. Hey, don't dirty up Malix's prey. So it's red people.
Devils?
Oh, that's the word. Nice comment from Fran that all her friends are boss-eyed. Yeah, we we noticed.
This picture's weird.
Oh.
I couldn't fathom what was happening. Before I knew it, I was blindfolded and my limbs were quickly tied up. I felt myself being carried somewhere and was shoved into something that echoed the interior of a bus or van. The doors closed off. I was taken, unsure of where I was going and why. All I knew was that I was in trouble. Dun dun dun.
Da.
Oh, so she's been taken to an abandoned warehouse or some description. Surrounded by devils, including Malix.
Nicely done.
I'm sure those little shits will come running to find you realize you've returned to your precious little mansion. Malix walked over and set the barrel of his gun against the skin between my eyes. It'll be so funny when they find your dead body instead. Okay, do I call Matthew's true name? Do I wait or do I fight?
You're tied up, aren't you?
Logic, V. There is no logic.
Call Matthew. You can. I think, but you call Matthew. You know, for the purposes of sexy times.
Sexy times in the warehouse.
Sexy in the warehouse.
I feel like would you not just be putting him in danger?
Maximum Lucasade.
Nah, don't worry about
it. just like you know, I'm just like nah, it'll be fine.
Get him in there. Even if we lose him, there's 4 others. It's all good. Just keep going.
Okay. So get it. Oops! Demon flash. A bright purple light engulfed the room, caused the devils around me to cover themselves. Gusts of wind rushed past me, almost forcing me back. I covered my face with my arms, bracing myself, standing my ground. I tried to peek through my arms to see what was going on, but the light continued to shine brightly. As the gust slowly started to die, the light began to fade, revealing Matthew with his hands shoved in his pockets and his hood up. Malik slowly moved his arms to his face, taking in sight of Matthew before laughing hysterically. Are you kidding me? You summoned the crybaby runt! Fran was excited about the prospect of sexy time.
I think we all are.
Commander Zoe, we're gonna get shot dead now, we're done. Pretty much. Oh! Malix's laugh was cut short, however, stopped by his gasp of pain, the thud of something embedding itself into flesh. I couldn't believe it, but somehow a knife had been stabbed into his shoulder, causing him to grip at it in pain. Don't go for the shoulder! Go straight for the heart! Oh no, it's actually Matthew. Oh, whoa. Next time, I won't miss your throat. I'm just going to let you guys catch up for a second.
Whoa,
for this screen.
Yeah.
Actually, Matthew who threw the knife.
Yeah.
Wow, he's like super hot.
Oh yeah. Don't mess with me, bro. I look like I'm 12, but I don't have like a pro.
He like puts his hood up and everything. I would put my hood up. My hood's not big enough tonight. Malik snarled before ripping the knife out of his shoulder, tossing it to the ground. Also, the music means that shit's getting real. He quickly raised his gun, shot at Matthew, resolved only to stare wide-eyed at his target. In mid-air, a knife and Malix's bullet clashed and both collided to the ground between the demon and the devil. Matthew chuckled, pulled a hand out of his pocket, revealing a handful of knives splayed out like a fan.
Too slow, Malix.
Too slow, Malix. Must suck being an old fart. Oh, it's on.
Oh, it burns.
Give that man some burn heal. Malix instantly grew furious, charging at Matthew while shooting rounds at Matthew's shadow-covered face. Matthew followed suit, rushing backwards and shot his knives at each of Malix's shots. Each shot was stopped by a flying knife, making multiple clangs beat through the air. The remaining devils stared, trying to figure out what to do, help Malix or watch in silence. Eris, however, walked up beside me, crossed her arms. She watched an amused smirk on her face. As Matthew backed into the far wall, he stood still, tossing knife upon knife at the incoming devil and his bullets.
Knife throwing circus freak.
I saw a smirk.
That's not a knife.
This is a knife.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
That's a spoon.
So you know how to play knifey spoony, eh?
I saw a smirk grow on Matthew's face before he hopped up and flipped over Malix. The devil skidded to a stop, barely bumping against the brick wall. Matthew, however, didn't give Malix a chance to turn before shooting multiple knives into Malix's back. Bye-bye, Malix. Matthew tossed a knife into the air, caught it before chucking it at the back of Malix's head. The knife sadly didn't get to meet its target. Malix ducked out of the way, turned to face Matthew with a face of pure rage. You little shit! You think you're all that! Matthew brought out another knife, tossed it up and down in his hand. How many knives does he have? Unchanged in his cool, yet almost playful expression. Little known fact, I just like having fun.
That's a load of bull, Matthew.
That's a load of bull, Matthew. You won't even fight me in your demon form. Why? Are you afraid that I'll kill you as the demon scum you really are? Demon form? I didn't understand. However, Matthew broke my thoughts from trying to figure that out. Hey, mind closing your eyes for me? No, don't close your eyes. This is the best bit.
I want to see this.
What are you babbling about?
Before I could answer, tension suddenly went from warm to almost ice cold. But then at that moment, something in the air changed. The air instantly went from frantic to still in energy. What could have been described in tones of colour red quickly turned to a deadly mix of purple and blue as everything began to blend together all at once.
You asked for it, Malix. Now you're gonna get it.
So Matthew's voice has gone weird now, like demony. You asked for it, Malix, now you're gonna get it. My eyes never strayed from Matthew's face, however, even as it changed. His eyes began to glow a bright golden colour as a dark blue circle formed underneath Matthew's bare feet. I stared as Matthew's skin began to morph and shift. You're awfully quiet, you guys. Changing from...
We're
absorbed in this.
No, don't get sucked in! Changing from human to something else. For some reason, I was both scared and incredibly intrigued to see this new form. Before I was allowed to see Matthew's new form, however, a pair of hands quickly covered my eyes. Instinctively, I reached up and gripped them, trying to pull them off. A voice stopped me.
It's me. Don't look.
Okay, it's Damien. It's me. Don't look. I listened carefully, let the last two words linger in my mind. Don't look. Why? What was being hidden from me? I want to know, but something told me to obey Damien's command.
Penis.
You should see my magnum dong!
Oh god! I suddenly heard gunshots making me tense up. I heard the sound of multiple stabs, followed by Malix's scream of pain. The stabbing and splashing sounds of blood and flesh grew more frantic and in number. How many knives was Matthew using? That's what I want to know! Maybe it was better that I wasn't able to see.
Matthew, enough!
Enough! Says James. Almost instantly after James's command, the sound stopped. The only thing anyone could hear then was the dripping of blood.
I guess I went a little overboard.
And Matthew's like, I guess I went a little overboard, huh?
Malix is definitely dead.
Alright,
Malix is definitely dead, but you've lost your glamour spell. What did he mean? Why did Matthew sound so different? Why was this being hidden from me?
That makes us look
It's a spell that makes us look human. Look human? They didn't have human forms after all? What did they look like? Is this why we call him tentacle porn?
No, he's not tentacle porn.
The other guy tentacle. Is this why we call the other guy tentacle?
Says, I opened my eyes and saw his mighty demon form. He had transformed into a strong, muscular piece of ginger.
I'm so bad you've done this.
Eric is tentacle porn.
Okay.
Are we going to see the giant purple dong or
because you're just like, because if not, I am just gonna peace out right now.
I'm going to bed.
As if Eric knew what Damien was talking about. Eric cleared his throat and spoke up, followed by the sound of a cork popping out of a bottle.
Well, not for much longer, princess.
What? Here, Matthew. Oh, hey, you found my potion. Thanks. I could hear the small clinking of a glass being passed while hearing Matthew guzzle down liquid of some sort. The feel of the air around me gently began to warm back up, insinuating everything had been returned to normal. I remember the demon from Dante's Inferno, and he had a massive... Asking the important questions
for stream.
Oh, this is too much, you guys. Finally, Damien moved his hands to my eyes, allowing me to see around me once again. The devils, including Eris, had fled. On top of Malix's body was a dirty sheet that was quickly turning red from blood. The wall behind it was painted red, still dripping on the floor and onto the blanket. The blanket looked like it was covering a mound of dirt instead of a body. The boys, however, gathered around me, all of them, including Matthew, looking like nothing had happened. I tried to speak, but everything zipped around in my head the whole event. I felt like speaking wasn't possible.
Let's just get you home, miss.
Let's just take her home. There's nothing to see here. As we walked out of the warehouse, I looked to Matthew for some form of sign I wasn't dreaming. Matthew rubbed the back of his neck, walking forward as if to get away from what had happened. It was over. Malix was gone. The boys are finally safe. A wave of relief ran through my body at the thought of never having to deal with that group again. At the same time, a ping of realization hit the back of my mind. The boys were only going to stay until after Malix was defeated. That was our deal. As we approached home, I could feel something heavy weigh down my heart. It was late, but the boys led me inside and turned on the lights in the lobby.
Finally, we can relax.
It will be good to have
this
some
coming
rest
to an
without
end?
devil's
'Cause
breathing.
Yeah, I was like, there are so many questions here.
It's not. Don't worry.
Okay.
I think some sleep.
Okay, let's all go to
we
sleep.
have to stay until we get rid of the other demon. Don't worry.
Should we be gone?
And then
Should we
there's
be
the
gone
other
in the
one.
morning? Sorry, what was that?
Nothing. Nothing.
Is that Matthew's I've just been a murderer face?
I just killed that guy dead.
I just killed that guy.
Raise your demon dongers, says Pixel Spire.
Where's the demon dog?
There was no demon dong. I was
I
lied
looked-
to.
I looked at Matthew, feeling my heart flutter in my chest. I didn't want him to leave, but would he ask to stay? I hoped that he would say no and ask me to stay longer. As if he knew what I wanted, Matthew moved and stepped to me, taking my hands in his. He gently smiled at me and spoke.
I want you to know that you've been really generous.
You've been really generous to us.
And I wanna
Is it
thank
okay
you
if we
for
stay
letting us-
here a little longer? My heart skipped while a large red blush ran across my cheeks. The boys stared at Matthew wide-eyed, but didn't dare to speak out. Matthew stepped back to give me space, returning to where he was. I moved my gaze across each boy, trying to make a decision. If they left in the morning, I'd never see them again. My life could return to normal. If I did decide to let them go, that would have been for the best. No goodbyes, no delays. But did I want to? They'd done so much for me in such a small amount of time. Literally 2 days! Let them stay or let them go?
Let them go.
No, let them stay.
Where is the demon dong? Matthew has it as a trophy in his bedroom. It's hanging on the wall.
Feels like you could make a song out of it. Where is the demon dong? The demon dong, the demon dong.
It's like a mobile for a baby's crib, except it's attached to the headboard of his bed.
Oh,
He plays with
yuck.
it before he sleeps. Oh god! Let's let them stay. I wanted them to stay. I wanted him to stay. I really smiled, staring at the man I'd come to have feelings for in less than 2 days! Before speaking at last. I would love it if all of you could stay. The boys cheered tiredly, none less enthusiastically. I giggled at the sight. It was cute to see everyone so excited, despite the tiredness that ran equally through our bodies. Today was a rough day. My home is your home, as long as you can still help with chores. The boys nodded in unison, agreeing to the terms I'd set for them. Despite the good situation, I felt myself slowly slipping into unconsciousness. However, Jane quickly clapped his hands together, getting everyone's attention, waking me up, making sure I didn't pass out on the floor.
everyone.
Let's head to bed.
We've had a very sleep.
All together?
I don't know. I watched a happy smile grow on Matthew's lips. He shared my
The
excitement.
super secret ending.
He shared my excitement, knowing that we'd be together longer. It's like, hello, Scott. You were incredibly quiet throughout all of that sequence.
I just.
I think
yeah.
Were you traumatized? Did we traumatize you? I
yes.
do apologize.
Should we do the same as last time and kind of like when she goes to bed?
Yeah,
we'll
call
leave
it.
it there.
It's been intense. The others quickly left to finally rest, leaving me and Matthew alone at last. My heart fluttered a bit as Matthew practically skipped closer to me in excitement. It was really cute to see him that way, so I didn't do anything but smile. His happy sprite is a bit creepy.
Thank you so much for letting us.
I'm happy to have you stay here. I watched his smile brighten a bit. He cleared his throat and chuckled a bit. I didn't know if it was the tiredness or my growing attachment to him, but I felt myself sway a bit on my feet. However, Matthew's face made it clear that he wanted to say something else, making me forget that my bed was also calling for me.
Listen.
Yes!
What happened at the warehouse?
Just read the chat, you guys.
Poor Scott.
Scott was touching his ginger.
This is the audible sound of me making a sad face.
Scott's just like, let's shut that shit down. Let's like nip it in the bud. Straight up, nope. Listen, about what happened at the
This
warehouse.
is what happens when the stream turns on you.
Is this the price of fame? I had accepted everything that happened. I knew that Matthew had to do what he had to do. He was real, and he was someone I didn't want to be without, even if that meant nodding against my curiosity. Besides, I was too tired to explore that memory further. Matthew nodded before holding a hand out to me. Come on then, let's get you to bed.
Aye, aye.
I nodded before Matthew gently lifted me up into his arms like a bride and carried me to my room.
Can I just note on the fact that this girl like rarely walks anywhere? Lifted everywhere.
She's got 5 sex slaves. She's
Yeah.
good.
Just, you need legs when you have a vagina. All I'm gonna say.
I didn't want to leave his arms, leaning my head against Matthew's chest. Eventually I was slowly lowered to my bed and covered with my bed covers. I was still in my school clothes. I was too tired to strip or care. I looked at Matthew, fighting a yawn from escaping me as he gently ran a hand over my hair. I could feel the excitement in the chat.
Do it, do it.
Do it.
Have a good night, okay? I'll make breakfast again in the morning. I nodded a tired smile for watching her slowly stand and leave my room, closing the door. Bam.
Oh, what? Oh my god.
Shut down.
What a tease.
A wave of happiness washed over me as I laid in bed. I made a good choice. Sure, it would be hard, but I could tell that I would be able to manage it. Help around the house and be with a man whom I was slowly starting to fall for would be worth it. Strip or care, I want that on a t-shirt. Disappointment in the chat there. Nobody was happy with that. I slowly felt my exhaustion take over. I let sleep consume me as I drifted into the darkness in my mind. Everything was peaceful. I was happy. Oh!
Sure, it would be hard.
Is that the end?
Wink wink. That's nighttime. So yeah, I think stuff
No,
happens during the
because
night,
this
but...
is happening.
What?
I've got the J-pop
The ringtone?
No, I've got the credits.
What?
Oh,
no,
wait,
no,
no, I haven't. Ah!
This is the intro! The intro waited until halfway through the fucking
Late
game
title
to play.
card. Add it to Giant Bomb's list of late title card games.
What the shit?
Yeah, the title card comes halfway through the fucking game. Randomly. You'll wake up in the morning. There's more game.
You are an interesting creature.
My
What the fuck is this?
What?
I opened my eyes to see a woman staring down me, a very sly smirk on her face. I opened my mouth to scream in fright, but a hand quickly covered my mouth. I'm just gonna let you guys catch up.
What? Oh, what the fuck is that? Oh, sweet God above. That is a thing of nightmares.
No screaming now, too early, silly girl. I could only stare up at the woman above me. I still felt weak, not having the strength to move and fight her off. What was going on and why was she here? Why do the boys like you? You're unique, yes, but that can't be all that you have going for you.
Oh my god.
Rage began to consume my core again. This woman, whoever she was making me mad. She must have known. She let another smirk grow onto her face. Ooh, you're feisty. That could be why. Before I could bite her hand in anger, she removed her hand from my lips, standing up and staring down at me from her place next to my bed. I quickly sat up and glared daggers at the intruder. She was very beautiful, but I felt more anger than amazement.
Sorry, please continue.
I have a worrying feeling that this is the author.
That's me! Delete this!
You're right!
Can you read it's me? Delete this!
I am Mary Sue.
Who the hell are you? Why are you in my room? The woman began to laugh, making the rage inside me increase. I wanted to punch her, wait for an answer. Diana.
How silly of me. I forgot that
we demons are not well known of in your world. You can call me Diana, little human. You're a demon? I am, but I'm much more than an average demon. What do you mean? I'm a succubus.
Oh, it's on!
Oh,
It's
oh
messy
shit.
derp.
Messy derp. I said at Diana in shock, a succubus. First incubi, now succubus. Great, I had now met both genders of sex demons. Diana crossed her arms onto her bosom and looked at my body. You are pretty. You seem very reckless, too reckless. I moved out and stood from the bed, still glaring at Diana. Why are you here? Oh, I just wanted to see who my competition was.
For the boys.
For the boys, of course. I don't belong here, and yet here they remain. I want to know why and remedy this little issue. This girl was seriously pissing me off. Issue? What issue? They want to stay here, so they can.
Silly, uneducated human.
You don't understand the important roles these boys play in the abyssal planes. You keeping them here is practically imprisonment. You have about 10 seconds to leave. Is that a threat? How cute! What are you gonna do? Kill me? And if I do? You barely have the strength to stand, little human. I can rip the rest of your energy out, knock you into a coma. You'll never be able to wake up again. Touch me and I'll... And Diana's like, enjoy every little minute of it. Oh.
Oh. Creeper.
I felt my body freeze and heat up to an almost painful haze. My mind began to feel fuzzy as Diana stepped up to me and caressed my cheek.
You're going
to
listen to everything I say without any questions. Got it? I nodded. Good. I plan to bring the boys back to the Abyssal Plains. Why? So that I can take my place as queen of their realm.
But I'm just looking at the chat.
They have no reason to be here in this silly little world.
Rub your peach, I think. Ooh, bitch!
Oh, it's on! They have no reason to be here, silly little worlds. I got to make sure they return home. Okay, pumpkin? I nodded but growled. My rage couldn't be concealed despite the hold I was under. You evil bitch! Call me evil all you want, dearie. I'm not evil, you're just in my way. I felt Diana lean into my ear and whisper, making me unconsciously shiver in both pleasure and annoyance. Oh, this coupled with the sexy saxophone music is just... Be a good little human and go to bed. I'll make sure they're gone before you get home tomorrow from school. So make sure to say goodbye in the morning. I felt my body move its own to lay in bed and cover itself in my sheets. I glared at Diana the whole way down. Diana laughed at my futility. Oh, get you! And Diana was like, oh, please do. All of a sudden her voice deepened and became cold and demonic, sending a violent, scared shiver down my spine. Her red eyes practically illuminated in the darkness of my room as she glared at me.
Give me a reason to make your life...
Give me a reason to make your life a living hell. I gritted my teeth, trying to fight back against the hold on me. She couldn't have been that tough. She had energy to survive, right? I was sure she couldn't have had enough to hold me down forever. Diana then laughed and then returned to normal. Oh, and make sure you don't tell the boys I was here. I want my visit to be a surprise. I felt the hold of me disappear, allowing me to sit up and practically growl at Diana in rage. What's stopping me? You must not care about your fans and family as much as you care about the boys. I stopped instead. What does she mean by that? Was that a threat to my family? Diana smirks at me, knowing the confusion behind my eyes.
Let's just say that.
If you tell the boys about me, I'll make sure that no one will care for you or be all alone in this little house until the day you die. I could feel fear creeping into me. Alone? How could she do that? The word demon reverberated in my head, reminding me I was facing off against something supernatural. A human with a shield versus devil was one thing. A human on her own versus demon was another. Have a good night. And then she sank into the floor through a magic purple pentagram, which disappeared as her head vanished into the floor.
I like it, that's just this little side, pushed this side, and she fell in.
Magic purple pentagram. Bye-bye!
I'm out.
Yeah.
You literally did.
I couldn't believe it. I had one problem, now I had another. Instead of a crazy psycho devil wanting to kill me and the boys, I had a succubus wanting to ruin my life and take the boys away. Could my life get any worse? No, I wasn't going to let her win. She's not as powerful as she looks. I know it. I had to mentally confirm it. She wasn't going to win. The boys wanted to stay with me. I let out a sigh before closing my eyes, affirming my plan of action. No matter what she was going to do, I was going to beat her. I think that's probably a good place to stop.
Well, that was eventful.
It certainly was.
Maybe didn't quite get what you wanted. How do I quit to like?
How do you get out? How do you get out?
Main. There we go. Are you sure? No, I'm like, oh god.
We're never sure.
It's just getting good.
Guys, I think we're gonna end up playing this next week again.
Yeah, same time next week, everybody.
See you all then.
Back channel. Oh my
because
god.
we still haven't finished the storyline.
No.
That's
if
true.
if I'm right.
Finish the storyline, yeah.
We should finish at least one storyline.
Yeah, I think one more playthrough will finish it though.
You reckon?
There is a whole like demon backstory that we get though. Like there's that whole cutscene that's like, we find out about their parents, like their mum and their dad, and then you find out more about your granddad. Like this rabbit hole goes deep.
Fucking hell.
Is there,
demon hole.
Is there more sexy times?
Is there more sexy times?
There
Real talk.
is distinct lack of demon dogs. The end game essentially, if you do everything right, is demon dog.
Shout out to Ray5U who joined our follow list.
Hey, welcome.
I don't know if you're still
must be dead
around.
inside too.
I don't know if you're still around, Ray, but thank you. So yeah, that was BishieBoy out part 2. Oh god. Join us next week for even more ginger.
Oh my god, have you seen what Pixel Spire has posted?
No, what is it?
I can't.
Gift from me to you. Have fun. Uh-oh, looks like someone
Oh.
Oh, brilliant.
our first piece of fan art, quote unquote.
Uh-oh. Looks like somebody took their ginger out.
Please hold. Oh god, saving that shit when I come out of this chat. Oh, fantastic.
It's 1080p too. So you can use it in OBS.
Nothing but the best.
See, instead of thanks for watching, Susan. Oh no, would there be time to like put that in now and like leave it as our leave screen? Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. Next time I have to do that next time. Oh wait a second. Oh god, yeah, no, I'll keep that for next time. We'll save that for the next stream.
Yeah.
Like when it looks like something's about to happen, bam, I'm gonna hit you with the ginger screen. Like ginger blocked.
we triggered the ginger screen.
The ginger finger is out.
Oh man! Oh, you guys, man! If this channel ever goes turbo, like Ginger is one of our custom emoticons.
Of course, yeah.
It has to be.
Just add it to the
Such
list.
a shame we didn't get Wedding this time, trying to give us hints.
No.
Can you imagine what you would say? I can't even.
The fight for there is time.
Put the ginger up the head.
So shall we take it to our leaving or goodbye screen?
Yeah, we'll take it to the goodbye screen. Take it to British. Okay. Thanks, guys. Cheer up for Harambe, fuck's sake. Can we go for one stream without mentioning Harambe? Okay, so thanks for watching, you guys. Join us again same time next week for BishieBoy Hour Part 3, in which we will hopefully finish the Ginger storyline.
And see some demon dong.
Twitch permitting.
Twitch permitting.
It'll be fine. It's all
fine.
animated anyway.
No, it's fine. We have a screen to cut to now in case of Ginger, so it's fine.
Yep, we're ready for it.
Cool. So you can, if you like to see, give us a follow. Hopefully you already are, if you're into that kind of thing. Very much appreciated. #Rated100. If you want to check out more of our stuff, we have a whole team of lovely people doing things. We are at ready-up.net. We are on Twitter at ReadyUp. We're on Facebook, ReadyUp, and YouTube, ReadyUp Video. So
where we upload the archives of these mostly.
where we do upload the archives of these things. Stop putting dicks in the stream, fuck's sake! I'm in a demon dog. Hell yeah!
I'm in a demon dog.
We'll see you guys next week for BishieBoy Hour and Casual Friday. It happens Friday evening, 8 PM BST. Do clocks go back yet? No, not yet. So join us for that. Kitty, are you around on Wednesday? You said you were going to do something with me?
Yes, I think I'm going to be playing Manuel Samuel on Wednesday.
Okay.
Probably about 7:30 or 8 o'clock.
7:30, 8 o'clock BST.
7:30,
Cool.
8 o'clock BST.
Fantastic.
So Manuel Samuel looks amazing if you haven't already checked it out. So
Yeah, it's pretty special from very brief look I've had it.
and it should only, I hear it's only like 2 hours to play, so I might be able to play it in one sitting.
Oh, that might be quite cool. Alright then, guys, thanks for joining us and have a good night. May you all have ginger-infused dreams.
I think I need a Lucozade after the stream.
Okay, good night.
Good night, guys. Bye.